So they'll be calling you a radical. So great news here in Ogden, Utah, Weber State. Really, I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy. Eric, Silent J, I call him. Kjar has been named Weber State's new head coach. Now stay with me. The worst coach in the history of Weber State, any sport bar none, at the time back in the day was Jody Sears. And it was heartbreaking to watch the corruption, the dirt, the nastiness. When Jay Hill came in here to Weber, I talked to Jay. And I says, just like that, I says, are you fucking crazy? Do you realize this is almost the death penalty? And, I mean, you're talking the greatest turnaround in sport history. Well, Jay Hill's one of the greatest coaches in the history of this country. Well, I don't know, the talent he finds, Rashid Jade. I mean, so, I remember years later his wife coming up to me. You know, her and I both got leukemia at the same time. Hers was a little different than mine. Mine was AML, dying. And she said, no, Kev, we knew it was corrupt, but when we got here, it took us a while to figure out. And I call him a snowball's chance in Hill. And the reason I call him that is because I was with Bruce Handley, who was an All-American football player, Ogden High School, Weber State, who was my boss, who started to get all kinds of brain damage while he was still working at Weber, the head of the #1 school. I mean, he was the finance dean. You know, and I worked for him. And he started, I mean, there was times when I'd go in and talk to him, he didn't even know who I was, and I was very close with him. He says, we got to kill it. We got to get rid of Weber State football. He says, corrupt, it's dirty, it's bleeding money. You want to bring him in soccer? I was one of his minions, students, that we would stand by the gate because he says, Weber State's athletic department is lying on these numbers. And he proved they were. So Sports Illustrated rolls in here, does a piece. One of the dirtiest, corrupt, saddest football programs in the country. And I was standing next to Bruce when they did the interview. And they says, what is the chance of ever turning this football program around? Bruce Handley, I think he's 94. A snowball's chance in hell. So I call Jay Hill a snowball's chance in hell. It's truly one of the great turnarounds. I'm going to write a book about it for sure. I already kind of have published. One of the greatest turnarounds in sport history. Jay Hill. Nothing but a fucking winner. So, I got to tell this story. So, it's about a year and 16 months ago or so. I see Eric at Weber. And I know who he is because of I'm a big fan of his sons. Noah's playing at Weber. So I see him. So I go walk on the field, and I'll post the picture, the thumbnail. And I'm like, Eric, and I introduced myself. Big fan of your sons. You know, blah, blah, blah. I says, Eric, this is early in the 2024 season. I says, listen, this guy is going to get run off. This coach is horrific, Mickey Mental, who's now the worst coach, bar none. Took over a program ranked number 7 in the country, and if you try to destroy young men's lives, he destroyed a lot of young men's lives. Ask Ellen Gutierrez. You know, he tried to destroy Abraham Williams, Bankston's. He destroyed a lot of young men's lives. Worst coach in history. He passed Jody Sears. Jody Sears did take over a ranked top 10 team in the country. So I says, would you consider taking this job? I'm going to lobby for you. Don't wish that on me. He says, well, I think it'd be a good fit for you. I mean, and here, I want people to understand this. Eric has been offered many millions of dollars in college fucking programs all over the country. I'm talking multi-million-a-year contracts. Weber got him for a steal of all time. About 2 weeks later, he saw me, and he walked up to me. And we started talking. He says, you know, I got thinking about that. And he says, the only reason I would even consider it is I have my sons. You know, he's got a son at Utah State, did. course, the great Eric, I mean Noah, playing at Weber, and he got a younger son. He's got a younger boy who's still in high school. I want to watch my boys play. Well, I says, what a perfect deal, you know. And so I used to run it by people, and they'd jump all the way. Oh, please, please. So I knew he was going to be the head coach a while ago. I've just shut up. I remember telling Kev, he says, how do you know it? I says, I'll tell you how I know it. That young man from Corner Canyon, one of the, well, maybe the highest offensive line recruits in the United States, signed at Weber a couple weeks ago. I knew right then. They know. And Eric played the national championship game. They had to wait till after that was over. They had to officially interview him, but this could not be a better hire. Now, Eric, I hope that he keeps a lot of these assistants. The incredible Brent Myers, who should have been the coach. You know, and that was Compton that overrode the committee. I mean, Brent Myers should have been named the coach when Jay left. Brent Myers is one great football coach. Great football coach. And great person. I mean, one of the real, truly great offensive line coaches in the country. I hope that he keeps him. You know, who else? Conley. Conley is one great coach. That dude can coach. You know, and I'm hoping Eric keeps him. We have a lot of good assistant coaches. It was Mickey Mental and his game dynamics. And Weber is loaded with talent. This is not going to take years to turn it around like Jay Hill came in with nothing. When you think about Jay Hill and all his NFL players, how about TJ? 0-star recruit from Sacramento. He was really the marquee turnaround player. Rashid Shaheed. These are players that nobody wanted. Jonah Williams, Adam Rodriguez. How about Opeta? Talk about an offensive lineman. I mean, all these NFL players. Winston Reed. Winston Reed had to beg his way on that team. Chase says, oh no, you got some shit. These are players no one wanted. No one wanted. How Jay Hill found him? Oh my God. Jack Kelly. Oh. I mean, we go on and on and on and on. So I am beyond, and I'll do more on this. I am so thrilled, but I knew he was going to be the coach, you know, but I didn't want to front run these guys. Our pom-pom, which is the standard examiner. You know, I love Brent, don't get me wrong. But I told Brent a long time ago, Brent, we have cheerleaders. They're lined up on the side of the court in the field over there. They have skirts on. We need real sports writers. So I've tried to freelance. Now, I got trapped here because I got cancer. I got leukemia in 2011, 2 months to live. And I'm literally attached to this hospital in Ogden, where I'm born and raised. And Eric, local, well, he's Cameron. We'll claim him. It's right on the border. It's close enough. So I could not be more thrilled. It gives me hope. I watched the #1 school business in the country be ripped to shreds, and it broke my heart. I was running the show that railroaded me. Ann Milner sold off our school to one of the first to worst under investigation by the FBI. I watched Jody Sears. Well, I watched this basketball team. And it isn't like they don't have talent. It's heartbreaking to watch what they're doing, but this gives me a lot of hope, just like it did Jay Hill. I think he'll be an outstanding coach. He always has been. He's nothing but a fucking winner. And he's one of ours. A lot of people don't know this. Utah's become the new Texas for high school football. Oh boy. You don't think Eric knows that? Just recruiting alone. So I hope that he keeps the great Brent Myers, and I hope Brent don't retire. Love that guy. What a coach. Coach Conley, love that guy. I mean, almost all those assistants, Webster, the running back coach, they're excellent. I mean, there was a cancer at the top called Mickey Mental, who was fucking way past mental, degenerate as fuck. So good on you. You know, I'm thrilled. So I'm really thrilled. So Eric Carr, the next new football coach at Weber State.